like to welcome everyone to the 5th annual Whitefish Bay High School Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I am honored to once again be in the presence of our inductees and all the people who come to honor and support them. A big thank you to all involved in making this event a reality, with a special thank you to our All Sports Booster Club, Duke Pride, for helping organize this event, for donating the Hall of Fame plaques hanging in the Fieldhouse lobby and the smaller plaques and goodie bags to be distributed to each inductee. I would like to explain the process used in the selection of our inductees. Nominations were submitted by June 1st of last year. A committee consisting of the activities director, a school board member, a former high school coach, a current high school coach, a current high school teacher, a current student, a Duke Pride representative, and 2 at-large members met and made the selections last fall. Nominations for next year's class are due by June 1st. Please visit the website at the address listed on the program for complete information. And once someone is nominated, they remain nominated forever. As I mentioned, this is our 5th class. We will have 26 inductees after today. And I'm very pleased with all the current Hall of Fame members that have attended today. Could we all stand up if you are a current Hall of Fame member? This 5th induction class is the first class where all the members were once students at Whitefish Bay High School. One started attending in the 60s, one attended in the 70s, one in the 80s, and one in the 90s. This is an indicator that athletic excellence at Whitefish Bay High School was not just a moment in time, but rather has spanned 80 years. Whitefish Bay High School has won the 2nd most team state championships ever, trailing only Madison West. An indicator of our continued excellence is that while Madison West has won 5 state titles since 2000, Bay has won 16. So we're catching them. The Whitefish Bay community has always valued athletics. One indicator is the excellent facilities provided for our athletes. When the Fieldhouse and Fieldhouse pool first opened, they had a wow factor. And now with 3 new turf fields and a renovated pool and a renovated field house, the support continues. We still have that wow factor. Athletically, we are not sitting still. Our athletic offerings have increased over the past decade by adding a ski team, a snowboard team, lacrosse teams, a dance team, girls hockey, and girls golf. This has pushed our student participation rate well over 60%, meaning more than 6 out of every 10 students participate in at least one of the sports we offer. If it has not been made very clear, all of us connected to Whitefish Bay Athletics has much to be proud of. Now back to our inductees. In our yearly selection meetings, the committee is always taken back by the high quality of nominees. One member commented that there is still lots of low-hanging fruit to pick. The accomplishments and contributions of the members of this 5th class are strong enough to have been members of the inaugural class. 3 of the members of this class were exceptional athletes. I wish I could have seen them perform and compete. The 4th member, Jim Tietjen, was not an exceptional athlete. Jim is the only member of our Hall of Fame that I actually observed doing what made them special. Jim was a grinder. He would not be denied excellence. I bring this up so the students in our audience today realize that they could someday achieve this or a comparable honor, even if their athletic career to this point has not been Hall of Fame worthy. None of our inductees did what they did because they hoped they would make the Hall of Fame one day. They did what they did because they wanted to pursue and achieve excellence. What a way to live a life. Once a Duke, always a Duke. Duke Pride. Now let's meet our inductees. Our first inductee, Cathy Nichols Markson, class of 1979. Cathy Nichols Markson was named Whitefish Bay High School Sportswoman of the Year in 1979. In her high school career, Cathy earned 9 varsity letters, 4 in basketball, 2 in swimming, 2 in volleyball, and 1 in track. She swam her first 2 fall seasons in high school, qualifying both years for the state meet as part of relay teams. Cathy then switched to volleyball her final 2 falls, and despite only playing high school volleyball for 2 years, she went on to letter in volleyball at Wake Forest University. In basketball, Cathy was a 4-year varsity starter, leading the team to an overall record of 70-11, 4 straight conference titles, and a berth in the first ever WIAA girls basketball state tournament in 1976. She was the first or second leading scorer on the team all 4 years, was named the Suburban Conference Player of the Year as a senior, and was named both a Prep All-American Girl Athlete and a Girls Basketball All-American by the National High School Athletic Coaches Association. As a lifelong resident of the community, Cathy continued to contribute to Whitefish Bay athletics over the years by taking an active role in several organizations, including Whitefish Bay Little League, Junior Dukes Boys Basketball, Whitefish Bay Soccer Club, Duke Pride, and Whitefish Bay High School Girls Basketball. Cathy's commitment and passion to sports in Whitefish Bay is never ending. It's my pleasure to introduce Cathy Nichols Markson.
Thank you very much, John. And thank you to Jenny Jonas for nominating me and to the Hall of Fame Committee for selecting me. I am incredibly humbled and honored to be receiving this recognition. I know I wouldn't be standing here today without the support from so many people along the way. And my most heartfelt gratitude goes to my parents. My mom, who is here today, thought I wasn't going to do this, and my dad, who's no longer with us. I was fortunate to have been born with a good mix of athletic ability from my mom and competitiveness from my dad. I was indeed their little tomboy, and they never tried to change that. In fact, they embraced it. From a very young age, my parents always supported my love of athletics by encouraging me to participate in any and all of the sports that I loved. They took me to watch innumerable sporting events. They allowed me to attend camps, take lessons, and travel to many competitions, always being there and always supporting me unconditionally. It was always a reassuring sign of love and support to see my mom and dad at my high school games. My mom sitting in the stands with a program and pencil in hand, keeping score, and of course, a batch of her homemade chocolate chip cookies at her side for the team to share after the game. And then my dad wouldn't be sitting in the stands. He would be nervously pacing around somewhere and most likely wondering if the ref had indeed made the correct call. I'd also like to thank my sister Cindy and my brothers Scott and Chris, who are also here with me today. We all got along with each other growing up. We really did. We hung out together in the neighborhood playing endless games, doing whatever sport was in season. We played countless games of horse and around the world on our backyard hoop. And I think that really helped lay the foundation for me for playing sports, just all those neighborhood games that were so much fun. And then when my brothers were in high school with me, they were big fans of the girls' basketball team, especially my younger brother Chris and a group of his friends. So I was just so fortunate to be raised in a loving, caring family, a fun neighborhood, a great village that had wonderful schools, teachers, and coaches. And of course, today wouldn't be possible without all these great coaches that I had, and I want to thank all of them. Starting at Richard School with Mrs. Friends, my 7th and 8th grade basketball coach. And then in high school with Mr. Dewing for swimming, Ms. Wolf for track, and Mr. De La Pasqua for volleyball. But there's no doubt my most special experience was with my basketball coach of 4 years, Mr. Nagel. We were all so unbelievably lucky to have had a coach like him. His knowledge of the game was second to none, and he seemed to have transitioned rather seamlessly from coaching the boys for so many years to coaching the girls. His wife always told my husband Dave and I that coaching the girls were the best years that he had in coaching. He taught me so much about the game of basketball, and he always managed to put each one of us in a position to do what we did best. And yes, Poof, that was you going opposite side of the ball, not to shoot, to pass, and to be a weak side rebounder. And then he put us in the position to do what we did best, and then he blended all those individual talents into a cohesive unit. We called him Uncle Jack. We were all like family. And he was more than just an amazing coach. He taught us about hard work, preparation, and teamwork. After graduation, we remained close, and he actually became a lifelong friend. He came to my wedding. He visited me in the hospital after our first child was born. And I fondly remember all the visits we had with him right up until his passing, a life that was cut way too short. But fortunately, we got to continue to visit with his wife, Maudie, who is here today. She's 97 years old. I was just so blessed to have Mr. Nagel be my coach for 4 years, and then to get to know his wife and his whole family, and it was very special for me. When we get together, we reminisce of stories of old and all the fun times that we had, and I will never forget that. My greatest memories in high school sports indeed center around Mr. Nagel and the basketball team, and I can never thank him enough for all of that. In addition to wonderful coaches, my high school athletic years were made memorable because I had such incredible teammates. And a special thanks goes to all those who were able to come today. Mary Banning, Sue Brannick, Ann Kufal, Jean Ullman, Karen Cady, Nancy Hillridge, and Chrissy Simon. Thank you guys all for coming. It means a lot. I was so very lucky that I came to high school at the same time as a number of other girls who loved sports and loved to compete as much as I did. We all moved from one sport to the next, and we all had fun doing it. Because of the drive we all shared, our teams were usually pretty good, but it's not our record of the game scores that I think about when I reflect on my high school experience. My most treasured memories come from the silly little things that happened at practices, the goofy nicknames, the funny locker signs, the music we played on the bus with our oh-so-cool boomboxes, and the absolutely crazy summer basketball camp stories that we still laugh about to this day. These friendships that were developed in grade school and high school have lasted a lifetime, and I am truly grateful for that. And finally, while my husband and kids were not involved in my high school athletic experience, I'd like to thank them as well. My husband has been involved for many years as a girls basketball coach right here at Whitefish Bay, and that has allowed me to stay connected to the program. And through my sons, Steve and Charlie's participation in athletics over the years, I was able to coach, serve on boards, run tournaments, and work countless hours of concessions right here in Whitefish Bay. But all that pales in comparison to the joy and the pride that I received while watching them compete right here at Whitefish Bay High School. In cross country, basketball, track, and baseball, wearing a Blue Dukes uniform. Thank you all again. I am incredibly grateful for this honor.